Hi everybody, my name's Trev Carter and I'm the chiropractor at Chiropractic. So the purpose of today's video is just to share some exercises with you that can help strengthen the lower back and increase stability. So if you are under care for severe back pain at the moment, I wouldn't say that these are for you. What you should do is consult your chiropractor, your osteopath or physiotherapist and check with them if they think that these would be suitable. But what these can help with is if you have got a history of lower back pain, if you have instability or you don't feel very strong in that area, or if you have a history of disc bulges. So although these won't get rid of a disc bulge, what they can do is help to decrease pressure on that bulge itself and reduce inflammation, and they do this by just having better control of the muscles in the area. So the exercises that we're going to be sharing with you today have been shown to help people with lower back weakness or instability, and in fact with weakness and instability often comes a decreased range of motion and increased stiffness. So if we can teach our bodies to better control these muscles, we can actually increase our range of motion. The area that we're going to be targeting is the front, our sides and the muscles that go along our spine itself, and that's to build, like we spoke about, that stable scaffold around ourselves. So we're going to do 4 exercises today. And it's important to know that these aren't dynamic strengthening exercises. It's not going to be strengthening through movement, but actually we're going to try and reduce the amount we have of any movement through the spine while exercising the muscles around it. The first of our exercises is the pelvic tilt. So this helps us to better understand how to brace our core and control some of those stabilizing muscles. So we're going to lie down on the floor, carpeted floor, or if you have a yoga mat, even better. So lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet on your mat or on the floor. It's important that we're not putting pressure through our feet during this exercise. You're going to place your hands in the arch of your back. We're using these as like a pressure sensor. The aim of this exercise is to push our arch, our lower back, into the floor, and by having your hands there you can feel if you're achieving that. So easiest thing to do here is you pull in your tummy muscles, you rotate your pelvis towards the floor and you hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and release. You want to do this exercise 3 to 6 times. So our next 3 exercises are from a series of exercises called McGill's Big 3. So Dr. Stuart McGill spent his career looking at stabilisation of the spine and how it can be improved. The first exercise of McGill's Big 3 we're going to do is the curl up. So this setup is very similar to the pelvic tilt, and as we've just learned how to brace our core, we're going to need it for this exercise. So again, we're lying down on our back with our knees bent. We are this time going to drop one of our legs down, just nice and flat out to the side slightly. It doesn't matter which one. We place our hands again under our back. We're going to brace like we've just learned, but this time we're going to gently lift our head just off the floor. 2 to 3 centimetres is fine. If you lift it too far, you'll feel your back pressure increase on your hands, and that's when you know you've lifted your head too far. So we're just going to lift, we're going to brace, we're going to lift up and hold for 10 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you feel that that's too much strain on your neck, you can tuck your chin down before lifting the head, and that makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. So again, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds and you're repeating it 3 to 6 times. Our second exercise from McGill's Big 3 is the side plank. So some may find this a little bit difficult because we are putting pressure through the shoulder with our arm out, but there are ways to make it easier or ways to make it harder depending on what you feel that you need or what you can do. So we're first going to set up doing a knee side plank. So this is an easier option. So resting on your arm, knees on the floor, we're going to push our bodies up away from the floor and hold. We're not trying to push it all the way to the ceiling here. We're having it nice and straight. And what we're focusing on here is our side muscles. You can have your hand here, which makes it a little bit easier, or to make it harder, you can bring your arm out to the side, or you can straighten your legs and make it harder again. So in this position, you would try and hold it for 10 seconds. You would repeat it 3 to 6 times and do it on both sides. The final exercise we're going to do from McGill's Big 3 is called the bird dog, and this is going to focus on those muscles that go along our spines. So we've already targeted our front, our sides, and now we're onto the back. So to start with this exercise, we're going to get on all fours. We want to find a nice neutral position for our lower back, so we're not too arched and we're not pushing away. Nicely in the middle, flat lower back. We are going to have movement in this exercise, but it's going to come from our arms and our legs. But while that movement's happening, we want no movement from the spine. We're trying to lock it out. We're going to be reaching forward with one arm while pushing away with the opposite leg. And now it's important here that we're not lifting our leg too high, because if we lift our leg too high, we'll create movement in the spine by overarching. We're looking at 4 to 5 centimeters off the floor. So if I push back here, my spine has no movement, it's all from the hip. If I push up here, you can see it's creating more curvature in that lower back. So I've lost that stability because I'm making movement through that spine. So what we're going to do, we're going to push away with our arm and our leg at the same time. We're going to hold it for 10 full seconds. When we finish that 10 seconds, rather than coming back to this resting position, we're going to come back, we're going to touch our fist on our knee, and we're going to go back out again to that position. What we don't want to do is try and twist our body as we're trying to get our fist to our knee. So, starting in a neutral position, reaching out with our hand and out with our leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to come in, touch my hand to my knee, and I'm coming back out again for another 10 seconds. Now we're going to repeat this again 3 to 6 times, holding at 10 seconds a time, and you need to do it on both sides. If you find that too difficult, we can make it easier. We can just do the legs pushing out and holding that for now. Again, we're still bracing that core. Or if that's even too difficult for you, we can just do it with the arm. But our end goal is to try and make it so we're using both our arms and our legs. I recommend at the beginning with these exercises to watch the video a few times while you're doing it, just to make sure that you're holding yourself correctly until you have it printed on your mind and you know how you're meant to be holding yourself. If you want to make any of the exercises more comfortable, especially where we're leaning on the elbow or resting through our knees, you can always use a pillow or a cushion to do so. If you have any questions regarding these exercises, please don't hesitate to contact us, and if you've enjoyed the video, please share it so anyone you know may get help from it also.